Hello, I am Troy, this is Marks on TV, and today I'm giving my Season 2 wrap-up for Only Murders in the Building. I'm warning you now that I'm giving heavy spoilers, so if you haven't watched the season finale yet, just go ahead and check that out first on Hulu. Before we begin, please consider liking the video, leaving a comment about how you felt about the season as a whole, and what you're looking forward to in the series coming up, and also subscribe to my channel. Now, on with the show. In Season 2, we fleshed out a lot of the old characters from the first season, and we met some new ones, learning yet again that we can't always judge a book by its cover. It's revealed to us that Mabel is actually bisexual, and she starts dating Cara Delevingne's character, Alice, who is a new artist that rolls into town and loves Mabel's artwork. More on Mabel's character development coming up. Amy Schumer moves into Sting's old penthouse at the Arconia, which that doesn't really go anywhere. It just kind of happens. Oliver finds out that his archenemy Teddy Demas had an affair with his wife years ago and is actually the real biological father of his son Will. Charles Hayden Savage gets hired in as Uncle Brazos in a new Brazos series, but he's been given dementia and is in a wheelchair on the show. This is because they want the ability to write him off if he gets indicted for murder, along with Mabel and Oliver. Also, his former stepdaughter Lucy shows up at his apartment and wants to be a part of his life again. While all this is going on, the Only Murders crew are investigating the murder of Bunny Folger, for which they were framed, and murder mystery podcaster Cinda Canning is hot on their trail, trying to prove that they, in fact, murdered Bunny. Without getting into too many clues, two major things discovered in the season were that Charles's father was having an affair with artist Rose Cooper, and before she disappeared years ago, she made an erotic painting of them both, and it was now worth millions of dollars and belonged to Bunny. The other major clue was the discovery of secret tunnels behind the walls of the Arconia, which our crew discovers that Bunny's murderer used to escape. Mabel finds that she occasionally either blacks out or forgets critical moments of her life that are traumatic for her. She traces this back to when she was a little girl and her father died from cancer, which she blocked most of out of her mind. Since then, she's tried to forget traumatic things to save herself. However, when she lets herself remember things, she remembers that she never stabbed Bunny with her knitting needles, and they were already in her chest when she staggered through Mabel's apartment. Clues to Bunny's murder keep showing up in the apartments of the Only Murders crew, seemingly to make them seem like the killers. However, the crew keeps disposing of the clues before police or anyone else can find them. One clue, however, was the knife used to stab Bunny before the knitting needles were stabbed into her. The crew handed that knife over to Detective Williams, who's the only person that they trust on the police force, and she finds the DNA on the knife actually belonged to a missing girl from Oklahoma. Poppy White, who is the assistant for Cinda Canning, told Mabel in an earlier episode that she was actually the missing and presumed murdered girl from Oklahoma that Cinda based her entire last podcast around. Poppy made herself disappear by finding a New York cop that was working in the area, and together they framed the mayor of the town for her murder. This led our crew to alert Cinda of what was going on, and together they reveal in the final episode that Poppy tried to buy the expensive painting from Bunny. Bunny declined, and so Poppy murdered her to make the basis of Cinda's next podcast, which, by the way, Poppy actually wanted to host. At the end of the finale, Oliver gets a call from a Broadway producer asking him to direct a new play that opens in a year. Oliver accepted, and jumping forward a year, nothing bad has happened. On opening night of Oliver's play, however, the lead, played by Paul Rudd, begins to speak, starts having clear issues in talking and standing, starts bleeding from the mouth, and collapses dead. So now, Season 3 will surround the death of Paul Rudd's character. Also, right before he passed away, we found out that there was some tension between him and Charles, which wasn't really dove into at the finale, but I'm sure we'll find out much more about it in Season 3. Yet again, I didn't see this finale coming. I didn't really guess any of it up until the reveals. I'm pretty sure smarter people than me saw it coming, and could guess the ending, but I sure didn't. The series is just a slam dunk in every way for me. It's a great murder mystery, it's funny, the characters have depth, are real three-dimensional characters and feel like real people, and are well-rounded. I cared about literally everybody, even down to the side characters that barely appear. I'm excited for Season 3 even more now, since Steve Martin said that once the show wraps up in its final season, he's officially retiring from acting, even doing cameos. This is a hell of a swan song for such a legend in the business, and as long as this keeps bringing the heat every season, I'm all here for it. Who else is watching? Please leave a like, a comment, please consider subscribing to the channel, and share this around to everyone you know. I've been Troy, and thanks for joining me for Marks on TV.